I'm pretty sure that this video is going to trigger most people, but here we go. No, you do not have too much stomach acid. You do not have too much stomach acid. You have too little stomach acid. That is your problem. Unless you have Zollinger-Ellison syndrome, or you have been loading up on PPIs and H2 blockers for a very long time and you suddenly went off of them, which caused hyperacidity, you do not have too much stomach acid. You have too little stomach acid. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm with Silver Fern Brand. The next thing people are going to say is, no, that's not true. I did my research and very few people have too little stomach acid. No, very few people have the extreme version, which is called hypochlorhydria. Most people, believe it or not, have insufficient stomach acid levels, and because of that, they have digestive issues. That is a freaking fact, okay? So lower than adequate stomach acid levels is a problem because you need stomach acid. Stomach acid is essential, obviously, for digestion. It's essential for nutrient absorption. It's essential for blocking pathogens so that they don't get in the intestinal system and cause bacterial overgrowth issues. Yes, low stomach acid is a cause of SIBO, if you want to put a name on it. Lower than adequate stomach acid levels is responsible for slow gastric emptying, so slower emptying of food and material from the stomach, which causes reflux, heartburn, burping, belching, nausea, stomach aches, pains, all that kind of stuff, right? It is also, so let's pretend like you also are a research person like I am, and you're a research junkie, and you go in and you're like, hey, I know the actual cause of reflux, heartburn, burping, belching, and all that is a weak and damaged less. Let's pretend like you went through that exercise. Do you know what causes a weak and damaged less? Yes, lower than adequate amounts of magnesium is a contributing factor. But you know what else causes it? Low stomach acid. Lower stomach acid is a contributing cause, as is slow gastric emptying, because it causes and leads to intra-abdominal pressure. Just so you're aware, those are the causes of a weak and damaged less. Lower esophageal sphincter. All right. Low stomach acid is a contributing cause and a problem for people with their gallbladders and pancreas. Now, once again, you can just have lower than adequate amounts of stomach acid to cause gallbladder issues and functional pancreatic insufficiency. You don't have to have the extreme version, which is pancreatitis. Everybody's always like, it's optimal or extremely unhealthy. That's not true. You can have just functional pancreatic insufficiency. You don't have to have like full-on pancreatitis to have issues with the pancreas, where the pancreas is producing insufficient amounts of enzymes, causing bloating, gas, and discomfort. A lot of people with SIBO issues, by the way, they do not address low stomach acid issues. They do not address the pancreas, and they continue to be bloated, gassy, and uncomfortable going forward even after antibiotics. Why? Well, because they didn't get to the root cause. Low stomach acid levels, pancreas insufficiency issues, and slow gastric emptying, bloating, people. And yes, you are going to have severe bloating if your system is slow and if you're not producing enough enzymes. It's not just about the bacteria overgrowth in the small intestine. Obviously, that would be a major cause of fermentation and bloating and gas. You have to address all of it, is what I'm trying to say, okay? So, a lot of people, when they have low stomach acid levels, they think the answer is acid blockers. I'm going to block acid. Not the answer. You do not block acid. Blocking and prohibiting acid is not the answer. This obviously is a leading cause for dependency, for one, but acid blockers blocking, once again, it's going to affect digestion. It's going to lower your nutrient absorption. It may do all of these things, but if you look at it, I'm going to say may is a strong may. It is a contributing factor to things like, oh, here's this one. I love this one. A lot of people that are pounding protein. They're like, oh my hell, I need so much protein to build lean muscle. So bodybuilders are pounding protein. Fitness people are pounding protein. If you have heartburn, reflux, stomach issues, indigestion, and all that, there's a sign you have lower than adequate amounts of stomach acid. And stomach acid and the stomach health is essential for breaking down protein. So if you are pounding protein and you have stomach issues, you have a problem. You are not going to be maximizing the benefits of your protein if you have stomach issues. There's your sign, okay? And in general, just acid blockers aren't very effective. They're not a great long-term answer. It's just blocking. It's not addressing anything. It's not helping the parasympathetic nervous system. It's not helping digestion. It's not helping stress response in the system. It's not helping any of that. It's just not. I'm sorry. You're basically lowering your defense shields. You're just, that's all that's going on. Okay. So a Silver Fern brand, assuming you want to do it the right way, which takes time and money. I'm sorry, it's just, we are not throwing product away for free, and we want to do things effective, and that doesn't work for everybody. I'm not selling a $12 gimmick, okay? I refuse to do that. And so does this work for everybody? Well, people that follow the instructions, but some people don't want to spend time. They want, like, I need to fix this in 24 hours. That's an acid blocker. That's a short-term way. But this takes a little bit longer because we're trying to help with underlying problems. Motility and reflux are the two products. We pair them together. Motility contains 2 clinically studied ingredients at the clinical doses because we like to do things right. Picornell artichoke leaf extract has up to about, the studies show that it's about 4 to 5 times more effective than standard artichoke leaf extract. The mechanism of action for this is helping with bile flow, bile secretion. So bile is essential for both constipation and helping with detox. You need bile to detox. So we use, obviously, the motility product is obviously for constipation, but it is a major product also for stomach issues because it contains digestion. So digestion is going to help support the parasympathetic nervous system, which is essential for gastric emptying, for motility, basically. Motility, peristalsis, vagal activity, that's what digestion is for. It's significantly helping increase and normalizing gastrin levels. Gastrin is the hormone that helps with digestion. Gastrin is what is going to make sure you have healthy stomach acid levels. You need gastrin. Digestion helps lower serotonin levels by, I think, up to 30% and helps lower cortisol levels by up to 42%. Obviously, one of the major causes of stomach issues is stress. Go research it. An unhealthy stress response in the system is going to cause problems. Is this going to help with that? Yes, it is. So it's helping with gastric emptying. It's helping the stomach lining. It's helping the intestinal lining. Of course, it's helping with constipation. The product's called Motility. It's helping the whole system. That's what we're using it for. It's working by way of core underlying basic fundamentals like the parasympathetic nervous system, which, by the way, is a primary cause of most intestinal issues. Super amazing product, and the research supports it. And then just our experience. It's a killer product. Reflux. Reflux contains 1 clinically studied ingredient at the clinical dose. It's not a big dose. It's 400 milligrams of Mucosal. Mucosal is how we coat the stomach lining. It's in a powder. We're also coating the esophagus. Reflux gets up into the esophagus when you have a weak and damaged lower esophageal sphincter. So we're using Mucosal. We're coating and helping restore the lining of the esophagus and the stomach. When you have a healthy stomach lining, it helps to block against acid, right? That's the first defense. And then it's helping secrete acid. So you need a healthy stomach lining, and the same ingredient in reflux, it's helping the stomach lining, helps the intestinal system. You need a hydrated colon to go to the bathroom, for example, and you need a healthy small intestinal lining for nutrient absorption and for DAO enzyme production for people that have histamine intolerance issues, just so everybody knows. Okay. All right. So when we pair these together, you have 2 options. You have a mild dosing, which is for people that have occasional issues. This is not for people that are on acid blockers and laxatives. This is for people that have occasional discomforts. They don't eat later in the day. They're trying to avoid foods and stuff like that, but it's occasional. It's not all the time. The moderate to severe protocol is for people that are on acid blockers and laxatives. You're going to go for about roughly 4 to 8 weeks, and then you are going to slowly start going off your acid blockers and laxatives. You're going to ease off of those over some time, and then you are going to stay on this protocol till you've been feeling pretty good for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then you can move on to a cleanup protocol, okay? The mild timeline is roughly 60 days. Some people need longer. Everybody's different, okay? And then on the moderate to severe protocol, people need to go on it for roughly 90 to 120 days. I put 90 days. Most people are good at 90 days. Last, if you have H. pylori issues, we have a much more aggressive protocol than even this for people that have H. pylori issues to hit that up front. That said, so you can DM us and say, hey, I want the H. pylori unhealthy inflammatory response protocol of the stomach. Like, I need the big protocol, and we will send that to you. But be mindful, step 2 of the Slow Motility Plus protocol with motility and reflux does a full system cleanup. That's also going to help. Do the protocol, do it the right way, follow the instructions, do it for the time that it says, and then I highly suggest going into the follow-up cleanup steps or whatever else you need to do in round 2. You're welcome. Bye.